Hey there everyone, my name is Shubnath Roy, and in this video we are going to see how we can build something like this. So you can see that it is a neumorphic menu design and it is animated. So we will be building this using CSS and JavaScript. So we will not be using anything like jQuery. We will just be using vanilla JS for this project. So without further ado, let's get started. I am in this VS Code editor and I have created this new folder, Neumorphic animated menu. And first of all, I will create the HTML structure for this menu. So I have created this HTML index.html and I will be using Emmet to make my life a bit easier. So here, so menu, and in here I will create the structure for our menu. So I will wrap everything up inside of a nav element and I will give it a ID of nav menu, and inside of it we will have a bar, the animated bar that we have. So for this we will be using a div tag. So I'm using a div tag for it, and below it we are going to have the menu items for our menu. So I will have a UL tag, and inside of it, and it will have the ID of menu, and inside of it we are going to have 5 li, and inside of it we are going to have a tag, which once you are done with it, expand it, and we are here. This is a very simple menu. So we are going to open it in the browser and you can see something like this. So right now you cannot see anything, so let's build. So I will give home about us, and let's see in the browser what we have got. So if we go into the browser, you will see that we have got this menu items. So we will come to our editor, and now it's time to add some styling to it. So I'm going to create a new file and I will name it styles.css, and here we will also have to include it. So it is styles.css. In this styles.css I'm going to bring in some CSS reset code. So I have pasted a few reset codes in this. So this is basically resetting the default styles that comes with the browser. So after that we will start styling our menu. One another thing that I will paste it is transition. So what I have done here is I have set the transition for all elements and for all properties in it to 0.6 seconds, ease in out as the easing. So let's see, body background is going to be 10, 12, 14. Let's have a look how it looks like in the browser. So this is a dark background. So let's add some more styles. nav menu, and we are going to start by we're going to set a padding top 5 pixel. We are going to set a max width of 1000 pixel, margin 30 pixel, and auto background color to. I'm going to speed up the video here so that you don't have to watch me type. In the browser. So, so you can see that our styling is ready. So it looks uh, kind of nice. Okay, let me show you the bar where this bar appears in our design. And if I go back, you will see this bar. Okay, so we are going to set that dynamically through our code. So I will again set it to 0. So let's set it to 0. So now we will be writing the code that is going to make the animated bar work. So we are going to do the animation using JavaScript. So let's add a new file to add our JavaScript into it. So we are going to name it scripts.js, and in here we are going to include it below it. So source scripts.js, and let's go and write some code in our scripts.js file. First thing that I'm going to do is to get all the li from our page. Then we are going to select the bar that is going to be animated. Then we are going to convert the li that we got into array. So right now it is not array, it is a node collection. So we are going to convert it into array. And the way we do it is by using a method from the array prototype, that is slice. We are going to call the items node collection. So what the planning is, whenever we hover on it, we are going to have a mouse over event which is going to fire, and a function will be called which is going to calculate the width and the left position of the bar. So let me show you in code how we are going to achieve it. So items array, so we are going to take the item array and we are going to loop through it by using for each, and we are going to go inside of it and we are going to add event. We're going to add event listener to it, and it will be a mouse over event. We are going to call a function make active, or maybe animate bar. Sounds good. So we are going to define this function above it, function make bar. We are going to, first of all, so we are going to pass the event console log mouse over. Let's see what we get. If we save it, hopefully we are going to get this event when we go to the browser and we open our console. So yeah, you can see that we are getting the mouse over event. So let's finish off this animate bar function. So I'm going to remove this console logging from here, and I'm going to, when you hover on the li tag, you are actually going to get e.target. You are actually going to get the a tag as the e.target. So let's see. In this e.target, we are actually going to get the anchor tag. Then we are going to get the current li tag, and we are going to select the parent element on it. So next up we are going to do is we have to define a function. So what we need is the width of the bar and the left position of the bar. So in order to do that, what we can do is we can add a style, and we are going to define a function which is going to return an object. So we are going to define a function which is going to return an object with that width value. And also similarly, what we have to do is I can just copy it, I can paste it here, and I can also set the bar.style.left value to the value of left. Next up, what we have to do is to define that function. So let's write that function, and we are going to take a value of current li tag, and inside of this function we are going to define an empty object first. Basically we are going to initialize an object to which we are going to return in the function. We are going to find the index of the current li tag index. So we are going to find the index by going to the array, the items array, and then index of. So we are going to use the function index of, and we are going to pass in the current li tag. What it is going to do is it is going to return us the current li tag index. Then we are going to say left value is equal to 0. So we are initializing the left value to be as 0, and then we are going to determine the left value. So the way we do it is we are going to loop through. So let me show you in the project. So we have to take up this home elements with and this about us with, and we have to add it together, and that is going to be the left property value for the bar if we want the bar to be active on our works. So the way we do it is that I is equal to 0, I is less than current li tag index I plus plus. Then we are going to add up the values of the widths. So we are going to find the currently iterated li, and we are going to find the child nodes. So in the child nodes, in this child node, the anchor tag will be found. So, and then we are going to get the width of that thing. So this is going to be the left value for the bar. So let's dynamic values dot left, and let's set it to left value plus pixel, and dynamic value dot width, and we are going to set it to current tag, current li tag dot offset width plus pixel. And then lastly, we are going to return dynamic values. So if I did everything correctly, it should work now. So let's see. So let me refresh. So you can see that it works now. You can see it works now. Next, we are going to also define our mouse out event. What we want to do in the mouse out event is, if an element is set to active, the bar will return to that active state element. So let's do that too. So items array dot for each item, item dot add event listener mouse out, go to active or start. So we will define this function here above it. So let's see, function go to active or start, and we are going to go inside of it, and we are going to write active li. We are going to find the active li if there are any. So let me come to my HTML and let us make this one active, right? Just for testing purpose, we have made that active, and we are going to come here and you will see the document.query selector and active. So it is going to get the first element with the class of active, and let's see, current li tag. We are going to find the current li tag. So if active state is set, then we are going to set the active state as the current li, or we are going to just get the first item from the li array. Then we are going to set the bar dot style dot width is equal to find width, and the same function that we defined here, we are calling this function, and we are going to pass the current li tag, and we are going to set the width of it from the value that was returned from the function call, and then we are going to set the left value for it, so let's hope everything will work fine. So let's come to the browser, and just to make sure, just refresh it. Okay, one more thing that we have to do is, initially we have to call the function here. So we have to actually call this function here so that it checks the active selector. So we have to call a function here. So our code is ready. So now let's have a look, and you will see that about us is active now. So if I refresh it, it still stays active. If I go to some other elements and if I mouse out from there, you will see that it goes back to the about us. So this is how you create a neumorphic menu design with animated bar. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I will be coming out with such videos.